In Panama City, Florida last night, President Trump predicted that continuous Democratic investigations will only help him get reelected. Because while we are unleashing an unprecedented wave of prosperity, the Democratic Party is trying to return us to the failures of yesterday.
But while we're unleashing an unprecedented wave of prosperity, the Democrat Party is trying to return us to the failures of yesterday. They want to do investigations instead of investments. They want to do what they're doing, which looks so foolish, and maybe I read it wrong, but I think it drives us right on to victory in 2020.
In the good old days, the Dems could say, hey, Trump's a jerk, and pretend that was a policy statement. Now that things are so good, they need an actual idea, and they're struggling. So it's their fixation on their own anger that may steer Trump to victory in 2020. But if that's true, why tell the people running against him now? Maybe because Trump knows they aren't listening? That's what happens to the possessed. When locked in a compulsive addiction, they can't hear anything but excuses, self-delusion, and their own incessant need for more. That's cognitive dissonance, when reality intrudes on your fantasy. And for the media, reality of the Mueller report intruded on their fantasies of a far different outcome. But instead of admitting this outcome is real, one that was told plainly months ago, they deny it really happened. It's like when science says smoking is bad for you, but the smoker says, but look at all these old people who are still smoking. They look fine to me. So the media screamed for the Mueller report and got it, but they got the real version, not the fantasy. So they keep on smoking, knowing it's hazardous to their 2020 health. Got a giggle out of you, Dana. There you go. All right, well, that's all I need. I feel like Trump is daring them to focus on issues.
Well, so President Trump is saying this, but you don't have to just take it from him. Take it from Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
She's the Speaker of the House. She keeps saying, the president's trying to goad us into impeachment. Let's not be that stupid. Now, I do think that it's like a slow impeachment boil.
Right.
Right? She wants to just turn up that heat slowly. But then you have people like Al Green, the congressman. I don't remember where Al Green is from, but he's very much for impeachment of the president. He was for that on, I think, January 22nd, 2017. But he is worried that some on the left won't be enthusiastic to vote in 2020 if they don't try to impeach. So the Democrats are trying to figure this out. Nancy Pelosi's got a hold of the reins, but I don't know how long she can hold him back.
Jesse, seems like they're in a pickle.
Great analogy, Greg.
Thank you.
Stole that one right from me. I would say the Democrats had two psychotic episodes within the last 2 years. One was the Trump election.
Right.
The second was when Mueller said there was no collusion.
Exactly.
So now you have a really sick, deranged base in the Democratic Party that the reckless media and the pundits have kind of allowed to manifest itself as angry and hateful. And the rest of the country does not want impeachment. The rest of the country actually wants Trump to investigate the investigators. And then you have a small, angry, loud minority of Democrats who are voting in these primary elections that want to impeach the traitor in the White House. They still believe, after the Mueller report, that Trump hacked the election with the help of Vladimir Putin and is trying to cover it up. So at this point, you can choose if you're someone in the media or if you're a politician. Are you going to allow this sick derangement syndrome to continue, or are you going to continue to profit from it? Because they're profiting from it and they're becoming famous. Now, if you look at the forgotten men and women in this country, those are the people that Trump won. The Democrats have still forgotten them. Trump's still hitting everybody hard with trade and jobs and economic security. And the Democrats are talking about impeachment, contempt, racism, and global warming. And the Democrats are now fighting about the past, and Donald Trump is fighting for people's future. And the future's never looked brighter. More Americans now, by 20 points, think the country's headed in the right direction as opposed to under Barack Obama. His approval rating is at an all-time high, and the media credibility is in an all-time low. And the media is circling the wagons around Adam Schiff, Jerry Nadler, and the former FBI director who investigated both presidential candidates and botched both investigations.
Yeah, Emily, believe it or not, Jesse brought up a good point. All of these issues that the Democrats are chasing are media generated. They're like the media is actually running the Democrats' campaign, I think.
I agree. Also, I think in addition to the investigation spurring a likely victory in 2020, there's vindictive legislation happening at the state level. So while our federal, national elected officials are not doing anything, state legislators are busy. In this state, for example, Two examples. One is the fact that a bill just got passed and the governor said he would sign it when it comes to his desk, where any citizen's state tax returns can be given to 3 House and Senate commissions for a specific legislative purpose. And the New York State senator who introduced it said, this is our special role and responsibility. And then Nadler blessed it and said, great workaround, thanks.
Yep.
And then also with all the crying for criminal justice reform that the left adheres to, why then did a bill just pass also in this state where you can now prosecute at the federal level what the state failed to do? It's basically a kind of a reconciliation of the state federal charges, whatever. But up until now, you couldn't because that was massively unfair. Now you can because they're trying to get back at Trump's pardons. They're eroding private citizens'
I'm not going to lie to you. A lot of that went over my head, but that's because you are smarter than I am, Emily.
I followed it.
You were smarter. Juan, can I play you a little bit of Trump talking about the candidates?
I have no choice.
Let's do it.
You got a choice between Sleepy Joe and Crazy Bernie. And I'll take any of them. Let's just pick somebody, please, and let's start this thing. A young man, Boot Edge. Boot Edge. They say Edge. He's got a great chance, doesn't he? He'll be great. And Beto. Boy, is he falling like a rock. What the hell happened to Beto?
Juan, I bet we can agree on this, that 2020 is going to be a hellraiser because you're going to have Trump, he's going to be the American heckler for all of this.
Wow, it's Sleepy Joe, right? Crazy Bernie, right?
I'm already laughing.
And Deranged Donald, right? Yeah. So there's your choice, America. But, you know, what strikes me in listening to all of you is that you guys just drink this Kool-Aid for the Trump. I'm blind. I don't see that, in fact, even with the economy doing well, only 40% of Americans say we have a favorable opinion of this president. So a clear majority think that even all that you say is going well, they don't like him.
No, but that doesn't follow.
Hang on. Yes, it does.
No, Juan, you don't have to like somebody to approve of their job.
No.
We've shown that.
Well,
they reelected Clinton.
Jesse said. Jesse said he's at an all-time high. I think Gallup has him at 46. All-time high.
Higher than Obama.
He's still underwater. Most Americans don't approve.
Higher than Obama.
Well, let me just say this. He may be right about impeachment helping him because it lets him play the grievance victim game. Oh,
where did he learn that from?
The Democrats the media's going after him. Oh, gee, do you think maybe Americans think there's a problem here?
They're pretty happy with how the country's going. You don't have to like your boss. You don't have to like your president.
He said, oh, Mueller's so terrible. Mueller wanted the FBI job. We know that's not true.
We get it, Juan. For 2 years, you don't like the president's personality. But the country's going great.
No, but the guy tells lies. Today he said most transparent. He never testified.
So he gave written answers, William.
All right.